Hey, what's going on guys? Today I'll show you how to create a transparent header in Elementor. And it's not only transparent, when you scroll down to the bottom, here it also becomes sticky at the top with this kind of blurry glass effect. Here you can see on this header we have a menu on the left, a logo on center, and then a shop now button. I'll show you how we use Elementor Pro for creating this custom layout. And then lastly, we will see how to make this transparent header fully responsive for our tablet and mobile devices, where we will use a totally different layout. So on mobile, when we click on that menu bar, here the menu comes from the left, and here we also have our button. So I'm also excited to see how we can make this cool header. So without any further intro, let's get started. Alright. So now on our website you can see a normal header. This header basically comes from our theme's default header. So you can see a normal site title here and on the left a menu. We will transform this header with a new custom header, and then we also make this a transparent header. So to make our custom header, let's go to our dashboard, and here under templates let's go to theme builder and go to this header tab, and from here we will create our custom header. So here before creating this custom header, I want to mention that to create this custom header you have to have installed both Elementor and Elementor Pro plugin. So if you don't have this plugin, I also give its link on my description. You can quickly get this from here. So right now let's click on add new, and we will create our header. Let's name this to header 1 and click on create template, and let's close this. We will create our header from scratch. So let's click on this plus icon and we will create a 3-column layout. So let's select this one. Okay, you can see here we have 3 columns, and on the first column I will add our menu. So click on this plus icon and here search for menu, and let's drag this menu widget here. Okay, but here we cannot see our menu because we have to first create our menu from our dashboard. So let's go to our dashboard. Let's open this on a new tab, and under appearance let's go to menus and click on create a new menu. And here let's give a name for our menu. I want to give the name to header menu, and click on create menu. Okay, our menu has been created, and now in this menu we will add some of our pages. So here you can see some of our page. Let's go to view all and let's include home, about, and support, and click on add to menu. Okay, our item has been included, and let's click on save menu. Okay, our menu has been saved. Now let's go back to our page, and here let's click on menu, and under this drop down we still cannot see our menu, so we need to refresh our page. But before that, let's click on publish to save our changes. So click on here and click on save and close, and let's refresh our page. Okay, now let's click on menu, and under this drop down now we can see our newly created menu has been added. This is our header menu. Okay, we can see our pages inside this menu. After that, on this middle column I want to add our logo. So for this, click on here, and I want to add an image widget. So drag this to here, and let's upload our logo. Select this one. Okay, but we cannot see our logo properly because our logo color is white and also our background color is white. So first of all, temporarily I want to set a dark background for this section. So go to this section settings and go to style and go to this background option, and I want to set fully black color. Okay, now we can see it clearly, but here our logo looks too big. so we need to reduce its width. So let's click on logo and go to style, and here let's give it a width. I want to give it to 110 pixel, so make it 110. And I also want to link this to our home page, so go to this content settings of this image, and from the link settings choose custom URL, and here I want to write the URL of my home page. Okay, our logo is done. Now let's add a button on the right. So from here let's drag this button widget, and first of all let's change its text. And for this button I want to link it to our shop page, so here let's search for shop page. Okay, here it comes. Let's click on this, and I want to align this to the right side, so make its alignment to right. Alright, so we have inserted all of our content inside our header. Now let's design this one by one. So first of all I want to set a height for this whole section, so go to the section settings, and here go to layout, and from the height settings I want to choose minimum height, and I want to give it to 100 pixel. Okay, now first design our menu items, so click on here, and first of all I want to remove these underlines, so from here select this option to none, and then I want to choose a white color, so go to style and choose the text color to fully white. Okay, but we still have the color on hover, so from the hover state let's also select it to white. And here I also want to make all of these letters to uppercase, so go to typography and make the text transform to all uppercase. And here I also want to make the font weight to 500. Alright, so here on the left you can see some spaces. This space is basically comes from the padding of the each items, so to get rid of this we need to make the padding here to fully 0. Okay, but we need some space between these items. It looks too close, so from here we can make the space between to 35. Okay, now our menu looks great and our logo is also okay. So next design this button. So from here first of all I want to change this font to my favorite font Poppins. Here let's search for this, and here I want this text color to black, so make this text color to black, and also change this green background color to white, so make it to white. And lastly I want to adjust the button padding, so here I want to make 13 pixel, but on the left and right I want to make it to 20. Okay, now that looks good. So right now to save our header let's click on update, and from here you can also add some display condition for this header, so click on add condition. And here I don't want to show this to all over my website, so from here let's choose this to singular, and from all singular I want to choose pages, and here I only want to show this transparent header to my home page, so here let's search for my home page and select this and click on save and close. Okay, now if we go to our home page, alright, we can see our custom header that looks really great, but here we need to remove this black background and also want to make this transparent. So again go to this header settings, and from here first of all I want to remove this black background color, so go to section settings, style, and here I want to make the transparency for this color to fully transparent. And here we also need to add some negative margin from the bottom of this header, so for this let's go to the advanced settings of this section, and at the bottom we need to add the negative margin to -100 pixel. Here we have set this to exactly -100 pixel, because for this section we have also set the height of this section to 100 pixel. So here if we make this to 120, we also need to set the negative margin here also 120 pixel. Alright, so right now if we save our header and preview our page, we should see our header properly. So right now if we refresh this, okay, now this should work. But here we forget to do one another thing. We need to increase this z index from here. If we increase this to 10, and now if we update this, alright, now this worked properly. Basically here we use a higher z index because we don't want to keep this header behind this section. So for this kind of transparent header, we always should use a higher z index value. Alright, so we have created our transparent header, but right now if we scroll down, our header does not stick at the top of our page. So to make it sticky, we need to do another thing. So go to again our section settings, and under this advanced settings go to motion effects, and here from the sticky option we need to select this to top. And right now if we refresh our page, okay, now we can see after scrolling this header becomes sticky at the top, but here it's look really very weird. So when we go to the white portion of this page, we cannot read the content of our header properly. So to fix this, we need to add a background for this header when it becomes sticky at the top. So for this we need to also write some custom CSS here, and here under custom CSS, let's paste our CSS code. And now you can see our header has this kind of dark background. Here you can get all of the CSS codes on my website. I will give these code snippets link on my description. You can get this from here. So right now if we update our header and refresh our page, now we can see our header gets this kind of nice background, and with this glossy effect, all the content behind this header looks blurry throughout our header, and that looks really very cool. Okay, but now if we scroll at the top, here we can also see this blurry background. So initially we don't want this background, so to remove this background from here, we need to go to this motion effect settings, and here we need to increase this value. If we set it to 200, and now we cannot initially see this background, but when we start scrolling, it's become blurry after scrolling 2000 pixel. Okay, so that looks really cool right now. Okay, so we have successfully created our sticky transparent header with this glossy effect. Okay, now if we look at our CSS code here, so here you can see we have some option to change the values of our sticky header. Like if you see here, the blur value is equal to 10. So if we scroll down to this page, here we can see the background behind this header becomes blurry. So we can control the amount of blurriness from these settings here. And here is the option background. So if you want to add a different background for this header, we can add the color code to here, and here is also the height. So for our sticky header, its height set to 80 pixel, so we can also change this value. And here for this background color code, you don't have to remember the color code. Basically from any of these color picker, you can select a color and then easily copy that color code and paste that in that place. So now our header looks good on our desktop devices. Now let's see how this look like on our tablet. So for this, go to this responsive mode and go to this tablet settings. And here first of all, let's fix this menu. So I don't want to show this bar here, so go to this content option, and from this breakpoint option, let's select this to none. Okay, now this bar has gone, and here we also need to add some space on the left and right. So go to this section settings and on the right and left I want to give 10 pixels of padding. Okay, now this looks good. And lastly, let's check this on mobile. Okay, for mobile devices, here we don't want to show these 3 columns. We only want to keep 2 columns. On the left we want logo, and on the right side we want to show a bar. So for this, for our mobile devices, we want to create a whole new section, and on that section we will take 2 columns. So from here, let's duplicate this section. Okay, this is our second section, but here this looks like a mess because we have positioned these 2 sections. So to see this clearly, we need to get the help of our navigator. So open our navigator here, and from here you can see this is our first section and this is our second section. So for this section, I will only show this on our desktop and tablet. So for this section, go to this responsive option, and I want to show this on desktop and tablet and hide this on mobile. And for our second section, here I only want to show this on mobile, so go to this advanced and responsive. So let's hide this on desktop and tablet. Okay, but on this preview you can still see this section. So let's hide this by clicking on this eye icon. And now this section is only for our mobile, but here we also cannot see it properly. So let's also temporarily set a background color. So make it to fully black. And here I want to delete our first column. So let's delete this. And now for our remaining 2 columns, for the first column I want to set this width to 50%, and also for this to 50%. Okay, but here on this left side I don't want to show this button, so let's delete this. Instead, here I want to show our menu bar icon. So for this, let's search for an icon widget and drag this to here, and I want to change this star icon to our bar icon. Let's search for bars. Okay, select this one, and first of all let's reduce the icon size. From here I want to make it to 24, and to make it vertically center I want some margin from the top, so let's give some margin here. Okay, 6 pixels is good. And I want to align this to the left side, so go to the content and align this to right. And also for the logo I also want to align to left, so align this to left, and also make this logo a little bit smaller. So I want to make its width to 100 pixels. And lastly, for mobile, let's decrease the height for this section. So go to the section settings, and from the layout I want to make it to 100 pixels. And we also need to update the negative margin at the bottom also to -100 pixels. Okay, and before saving, let's remove this background color. So go to style and make it again to transparent. So right now it looks good on our desktop, and if we want to see it from other devices, we need to right click and go to this inspect settings, and from here let's click on this toggle device toolbar option. So from here we can see our header looks great on mobile and also looks perfect for tablet and the desktop devices. But here on the mobile devices, if we click on this icon, here nothing happens. So here what I want to do, when I click on this icon, I want to show our navigation menu that will comes from the left right here. So to create this kind of navigation menu, we need to create a new pop-up. So for creating this, let's again go to our dashboard, and here under templates, let's go to pop-ups and click on add new, and here let's give a name for our pop-up. Okay, and click on create template. Okay, here we also want to start from scratch, so let's close this, and here also close this navigator. And inside this pop-up, first of all, I want to add my menu, so click on this plus icon and choose this layout. And we have already created our menu, so if we go to our header and go to this desktop mode, so inside this first section, on this first column, here we have our menu. So from here, let's right click and copy our menu and paste this inside here. Okay, here is our menu, but we cannot see this text because of this white color. So first of all, let's change the color to black and also the hover color to black. And from the typography, I want to increase the font size, so let's make it to 16 pixel. And here I don't want to show the items horizontally, so let's go to this content settings, and from the layout choose the option vertical. Okay, but here is too much space, so again go to style, and here I don't want any space, so let's make this to 0. Okay, our menu is done. Now let's add our button under here. So again go to our header, and inside our third column, here this is our button, so let's copy this and here paste this. And here I want to reverse the button color, so if we go to style, here for the text color I wanna make it to white, and the background color let's make it to black. Okay, and I wanna make it to align right, so it has set it to right, so let's remove this. Okay, we have inserted our content, but here we don't want to show this section like this pop-up on the middle. We want to show them on the left corner from here. So for this, let's go to the pop-up settings from the corner here, and first of all I want to make its position to the left, so make the horizontal position from here to left, and let's set its height to fit to screen, and also reduce the width to 300 pixel. Okay, but we need to add some space, so again go to the section settings, and I want to add some padding at the top and bottom, and on the left and right I want to make it to 25 pixel. Okay, now it's look better. And lastly, here I want to customize this close icon, so again go to the pop-up settings, go to style, and here under close button section, let's change the vertical position on pixel, let's make it to 25, and also this to 25, and also make it to bigger size. Now to save this pop-up, let's click on publish and click on save and close, and we need to add this pop-up with the icon on our mobile header. So go to this icon settings, and here under this link option go to this dynamic tag settings, and from here let's select the action to pop up, and again click on the settings icon, and from this pop-up option we will search for our newly created pop-up. So the name of our pop-up is header pop-up. Okay, this one, header pop-up template. So select this and click on update. So right now if we refresh our page and click on this icon, okay, we can see this section is coming, but here we don't want to show this too fast, so we need to add some animation here. So if we go to this pop-up settings, here we can see the option for the entrance animation. I want to set it to slide in left, so it will slide from the left side, and also for the exit animation I want to set it to slide out left, and make the transition duration 0.3 seconds. Okay, right now that looks really perfect. So if we check again this from our desktop, okay, our header looks perfect. But here lastly I want to do one another thing. Here when we make our header transparent and add some negative margin at the bottom, here this section on this page pulled a little bit top. So basically normally for this section it should start something from here, and because of the negative margin for this header, the section pulled up at the top at this position. So that's why the distance between this header and the content of this section comes to closer. So to get rid of this, we need to add some top padding for this section. So for this, let's go to editing this page. So if we go to edit with Elementor, and here for our this section, let's go to edit section and go to advanced, and here you can see the top padding is set to 210 pixel. I want to increase this to 250. Okay, now this gap looks better. And here we also want to do one another thing. Here you can see for our header we cannot see this text properly because we also use a bright background image behind this banner. So for this, here I want to add a overlay around this header here. So if we go to the sections style settings and go to background overlay, here you can see we have already implemented an background overlay, but here I want to add it more on this header area. So let's go to this gradient background settings, and first of all I want to make this opacity to full 100%, and here this is our first color and this is our second color. So for our first color I want to make its transparency to this, and here I also want to copy this color from here and paste it for our second color. And here for the second color I want to reduce the transparency more, so let's make it to, okay, I have make it more transparent. So basically here what I do, I give more dark overlay around this header area that really makes this header stand out in this dark overlay. Okay, now this looks really cool. So finally let's update this, and if we finally check this, okay, now our header looks more cool. So let's check this from desktop and the tablet. It also looks good, and also for mobile that also looks really awesome. So we have successfully created our sticky transparent header with this kind of nice transition, and everything works properly for all of our devices. So implementing this kind of header really changes the look and feel of your website and really makes you stand out from other people. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, and if you are new here, then subscribe to this channel. That really inspired me to make this kind of helpful content for you. I know you like it, and thanks again for liking. I'll see you on my next video.